Her eyes sparkled as she waited for the praise she had dreamed of. Putting on a modest act, she added, "It was truly the least I could do." Chapter 5. The venue fell into a silence so absolute that I could hear my own heartbeat pounding in my ears. Dixon Smith stood in the doorway, his presence alone seeming to suck the air out of the room. He was taller than I remembered, or maybe it was just the way he carried himself now, the quiet authority of a man who had built an empire from nothing and knew exactly what it was worth. His eyes swept the room once, twice, and then landed on me, on the bruises already forming on my face, on the torn sleeve of my custom-made dress, on the blood trickling from a cut above my eyebrow. His expression didn't change. That was the terrifying thing about Dixon. Other men showed their rage in their faces, their voices, their fists. Dixon's rage went inward, cold and still, like the surface of a frozen lake that would shatter beneath you if you took one wrong step. Eli squirmed in Yvonne's arms, reaching for his father. "Daddy, Daddy." Yvonne's face lit up. She had no idea. She pushed Eli toward Dixon like she was presenting a gift, her voice dripping with false humility. "Mr. Smith, your son was nearly kidnapped by this woman." I stepped in just in time. It was nothing really. Anyone would have done the same. Dixon walked past her without a word. He walked past Nicholas, who had gone pale as a sheet. He walked past the staff members who had been hitting me, who were now backing away with their hands raised. He walked past the crowd of Fortune list executives who had joined and who were now suddenly very interested in the floor. He walked to me, and then he knelt. In front of everyone, the richest people in the country, the cameras that were already starting to roll, the staff who had tried to drag me out, Dixon Smith knelt in front of me and took my face in his hands. "Elizabeth." His voice was low, controlled, but I could feel the tremor in his fingers. "Who did this to you?" I wanted to be strong. I wanted to stand up and point at Yvonne and Nicholas and everyone who had hurt me and demand justice. But the adrenaline was fading, and the pain was rushing in, and all I could do was lean into his touch and whisper, "Eli." They took Eli. He was scared, Dixon. He was so scared, Dixon's jaw tightened. He turned to look at Yvonne, who was still holding Eli, still standing there with that expectant smile on her face, still completely oblivious to what was about to happen to her. "Give me my son," Dixon said. His voice was quiet. That made it worse. Yvonne's smile faltered. "Mr. Smith, I rescued him from this woman. She was trying to. Give me my son," Dixon repeated. "Before I take him from you." Something in his voice must have finally penetrated her delusion. She held Eli out hastily, and Dixon took him, settling him on his hip with the ease of a man who had done this 1,000 times. Eli wrapped his arms around his father's neck, his small body still shaking with leftover sobs. "Mommy," Eli said, pointing at me. "They hit Mommy. They said bad things. They said Mommy was lying." Dixon's eyes closed for a moment. When they opened again, they were the color of winter sky. "Who hit Mommy?" he asked.